stocks, right? But much of the pain behind stocks actually comes from currencies. And in a few markets, we've got a full-on currency crisis on our hands. Sarah Eisen's been digging in on who is really feeling the pain. And also, Sarah, put it together. A lot of our casual viewers, right, they don't trade currencies. They'll tune in and say, okay, I'm not sure I get the relationship.
Yeah, we all use them.
Explain
but
it.
We certainly don't trade them, and many don't watch the market. But it's serious stuff. And there are several examples in history where currency crises have led to financial crisis and full-blown economic crises. Think 1997, Asian financial crisis. It started with Thailand's currency, the Thai baht, 94, the Mexican peso. The problem is you have flows leaving these emerging markets, and you have a psychology where, yes, there are a few problem areas. Argentina, you talked about the peso a lot. Specific problems, political tensions. You're seeing it in the Ukraine as well. You're seeing it in Turkey, where the lira has hit a record low for the last 10 days. But then they all get grouped together when you have this kind of sentiment and fear out there. And that's the big concern.
And to what degree are a number of these emerging markets just running out of money to the point where they can't fight the outflows, right? I mean, if you've got a central bank who can't throw some money at the problem to intervene in the markets because they just don't have the reserves.
And that's a huge problem. And that's what we're seeing. And that's why there's a concern. And you see such sharp and sudden plunges in some of these currencies. The problem is it starts to hit their economies. And we're much more globally interconnected right now. I mean, Argentina, I learned from the Gartman letter this morning, is the top exporter in the world of soybean oil. I mean, there are factors that we need to pay attention to these economies. And when you have currency outflows and currency crises like this, it hurts them. And then it spreads.
Years ago in a life far, far away, I traded commodities for Mitsubishi Bank, and I traded fertilizers. And you could say, in some respects, maybe I still do, right?
Yes.
That's the joke that my friends like to have. I used to trade with Acker and Agricross, and those are the two biggest farming cooperatives in Argentina, right? And they had some problems trying to get letters of credit, trying to do business internationally when you've got this kind of stuff going on is a disaster. It makes it so impossible that no matter what the profit margin may be, Sarah, you're going to stay away from it. And that's why you care about these currency crises. You're like, listen, I'm sorry. Pay me in dollars. You cannot pay me in peso because that peso could be worth 20% less next week.
Or black market dollars.
Exactly.
Or Bitcoin.
There is a black market of these currencies in Argentina,
You're right,
Turkey right now, I guarantee
but that still sort of raises the question, what does it mean to me as an American? What does it mean as a U.S. investor? And the problem here is when you get sell-offs like we're seeing in not just these problem spots. The South African rand is at a 5-year low. The Russian ruble. These are bigger economies, brick economies that were supposed to lead us out of the economic malaise that we've been in.
So many of these roads lead to Shanghai with China slowing down. You've